This video will feature spoilers for Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal, Persona 5 Strikers, because I want to go over all three of these games when it comes to Persona 5 Strikers, so you probably should play these games first. If not, or you don't care, sure, go ahead and stay here. But I'll give you this warning, because you know what? Spoiler warnings are a courtesy, and I shall give you that courtesy. Okay? I remember when Persona 5 Strikers was first revealed, originally titled the Japanese name Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers. People were pissed the hell off. Like, I mean, both online and people I've met in real life were mad at this game. First off, people all assume be a Muso game, which based on the original footage. Okay, it makes sense. Just Joker fighting a lot of shadows, and also like made by Omega Force. So that's kind of like how people would have thought that, even if it wasn't in the end. Other thing, people were pissed off just because it wasn't Persona 5 on Switch. People thought the leaked P5S term stood for Persona 5 Switch. One, you're a moron if you thought that, but just the fact that people were so mad and hate this game's existence when it first got revealed. Me, I was freaking liking the idea because I like Muso games, so I thought, oh, a Persona Muso game? That sounds super cool. If it's a P5 sort game, I'm like, oh, a P5 Muso game? Weird, it's not, I feel there's not enough characters for that, but alright, I'm down. It was revealed to actually be a action RPG, so a Muso game. Alright, that makes sense in line things up. Spin-offs keep handling different genres. So that's cool. An action RPG spin-off Persona 5? That sounds cool. So, but people were still mad at it. I remember there were people who hated the Last Surprise version that was in Strikers, saying they ruined Last Surprise. And it's like, I don't understand what people want anymore. I remember when someone told me that Persona 5 Dancing was more of a quote-unquote real Persona game, because that at least guarantees good music. I hope they like that OST, because a lot of people don't like Persona 5 Dance's OST, so I hope they're happy at least with what they got for that game. Then things went awry because of the pandemic of 2020, so people in the West didn't see this game for like a year after it came out in Japan. There were people who were starting to fan translate this game. I remember hearing people buzz and complain about the game, even though it wasn't even a language understood yet, complaining that, oh, the villains suck, or oh, it's just shallow trash. So there were people who weren't even interested in this game, but eventually we got the Western announcement that was accidentally leaked. Good job, Atlas. I remember, guys, when it comes to leaks, Atlas is their worst enemy. Things I like Persona 5 Strikers, why I think it does things the best from Persona 5 game. First thing is the combat. Listen, that's just the fact that action RPG. It's the fact that, okay, here's one of my issues with Persona 5 and Royal. It's the fact that the game has such great combat with the baton pass, the one more system, all-out attack. Royal added in also show times. Got a lot of cool stuff you can do in combat. You get more stuff from the social links, more abilities you can use. But when it comes to the game's boss fights, you basically can't use like any of them. Like, you're basically narrowed down to the bare essentials. I haven't Nakas came and use the one more system unless it's like when it comes to vanilla P5, like one boss, and then in Royal they extended that to like 3 bosses total, one of which is optional because it's third semester. But they don't really use the game's mechanics much for the boss, which is just an issue I've had with Persona for a good while. But sticking to Strikers, all these mechanics get used even in boss fights. You keep the new Phantom Dash ability with it being able to even stun bosses depending on when timing you use them. You're able to keep all our attacks. You still have the one more system. Although the baton pass is a character swap in this game, you can still use it in Strikers as well. You can use all your mechanics and then some in Strikers, so I feel like it basically handles the game's combat better than Persona 5 and Royal. You can just do more in the boss fights all over. I also forgot the technicals. Technicals are something also you can't do in Persona 5 and Royal's boss fights, but here in Strikers, there's one boss in particular against Cognitive Joker, where using technicals is one of the best things you can do against him, and that is super cool. It's just one of those things that I've always found weird about Persona 5 and Royal, that you couldn't really use most of your abilities against the bosses. But here in Strikers, you fully can. The complaint constantly saw Persona 5 Strikers even before it came out was that the villains feel like Mementos targets. and specifically because they weren't personal threats to the party, which feel ridiculous because the party members each have connections and why they want to help the monarchs, but because they're not personal threats, that means helping the victims of these people isn't overshadowed. One of the biggest issues with Persona 5 and Royal is the fact that when it comes to actually helping the victims, it gets overshadowed entirely by direct threat. You're not stopping Kamoshida because of what he did to Shiho and the volleyball team. You're doing it because the warning tells you you'll be expelled in a certain amount of days. Monorame, you're doing it because of what he's doing to Yusuke specifically, and not any of his other pupils, which is a weird way of the fact that it gets overshadowed. Like, the Final Fantasy start with, in Persona 5, finding out details to help the victims, but then it just turns into this person specifically after me, I must stop them before it's too late, kind of thing, which just feels weird how it's handled. But here in Strikers, because they're not a personal threat, because there's no deadline of what will happen to the party, it can be more focused on the party members wanting to help the victims and help the monarchs themselves become better people by having them confess their crimes, which should be also be an asset on the 5 with their villains of wanting to confess their crimes so they can repent, but kind of think it's entirely lost. But Strikers makes that the main focus of the game. A scene early on in Strikers that really helps this is the fact that when Sophia is told about, the fact, the idea of we don't want to basically just kill the monarchs, Sophia thinks because of the cool calculating aspect of an AI, she just thinks, well, that's the easiest solution, so what's the problem?
No, beating her shadow won't help. Worst case scenario, it could wind up causing her to die in the real world.
Death. That is an acceptable outcome.
Dude, that's...
I'm humanity's companion. I'm supposed to determine the best choices for humanity. Alice Hiraki makes people suffer every day. We should ensure she stops this as soon as possible. Why not do so?
But that scene helps reinforce why the fan thieves don't just do that. It's not about just, get rid of these people, F them, whatever. It's about trying to help people, and you can't really help someone if you freaking kill them. So, I really like how the scene reinforces the fan thieves and their aspects. Speaking of fan thieves, I like the characters here more, although I know it's kind of unfair because it's the culmination of after the entire plot of 5 and 5 Royal kind of thing. But I'm gonna just say, the fact that characters like Ryuji and Morgana are obnoxious as crud and actively make things worse than like in 5 and 5 Royal, or the fact that they can actually apologize to each other when they make a mistake.
Oh, it was nice to meet Maruka.
We should be grateful she didn't tell on us. That was my fault.
Nah, I got carried away too.
Oh my god, Ryuji apologizing. Hell is finally frozen over.
Nah, it's okay, you both suck.
Sorry, Mona-chan. We'll buy you some Sasa Kamaboko later.
I like 5 and 5 Royal. I just like that better, although I don't like how much slapstick comedy happens to Ryuji in this game. Mostly because in 5 and 5 Royal, the slapstick happening to him felt deserved because, oh my god, you suck. But here, he doesn't really do anything to warrant that, so it just feels mean-spirited towards him, and these are words people probably never thought would come out of my mouth how much I don't like that guy. So the fact that they do a better job of having better spotlights for the characters. Like, we have Monoramen's entire story with Yusuke, but I feel like him with Natsume in this story, which I'll get to that monarchs later, does way better to elevate the characters, to elevate your party members specifically, while also elevating the monarchs themselves. So I feel like they get better moments to shine, although I feel people complain about Haru's moment because they don't like Miyako being someone she knows about, to which I say, bro, you got people clap for Maruki, don't give me that. So going over the villains, something I didn't really like about Persona 5 is the fact that they were so gung-ho using the 7 deadly sins, and this is just a pet peeve of mine, but I feel like anytime a story uses the 7 deadly sins, it basically pigeonholes itself to the exact same beats over and over and over, like, oh, the lust person's gonna be a rapist, oh, the wrath person's gonna be incredibly angry, although props to P5 where it's self-hatred rather than lashing out other people. That is actually really cool. But it's just stuff like that, well, the pride person's a giant constant douche, but I like the fight it's handled in Strikers more, where it's like, oh, Alice is lust, but it's not like physical lust, it's more for a lust for attention, so it's more of like a metaphorical attention whore kind of thing. Or Natsume, well, he has vanity like Monorame, Madarame will just keep using the vanity to basically go, oh yes, I'm the best at everything, but Natsume, he still knows he sucks. He's not convinced that he's a better writer just because he's using the Emma app to manipulate people. He is still knows that he's not good, and even kind of doesn't like how much praise he gets at times. Although there are still weird points, like when you try to hit on characters in a party, but then when, oh, you're not one of my fans, like, that point is still weird with him.
How terribly rude of me to keep such lovely fans waiting. Please, accept this as a token of my apology, yes? Don't worry, I've already signed it.
Okay.
Listen, we were just passing by.
Ah, is that so? It seems I got a little ahead of myself.
Prince of Nightmares by Ango Natsume.
Yours truly, Ango Natsume. It's a pleasure.
Prince of Nightmares. That's the name from those flyers on the Masamune statue.
My flyers on Masamune's statue? Ah, I think I know what happened. That's most likely the work of some of my more zealous fans. I appreciate them promoting my work, but it appears they went overboard somewhat. Honestly, they can be a real handful sometimes. Allow me to apologize on their behalf. In exchange, allow me to offer you a kiss.
Alright,
Yo,
he's gonna
back
be
off,
Pride, I'm
dude.
calling it.
Can't you see you're making her uncomfortable?
Yeah, seriously, back off.
And who are you supposed to be? I believe I was addressing these lovely young ladies here. I thank you not to interrupt.
Sorry, but they're with us. Got a problem, you can always talk to me.
Do you seriously think you can get away with speaking to me like that?
But see what you kind of do with him. Even if his dilemma for why he basically resorts to the Emma app isn't exactly the best, but I can also still get where he's coming from. His resolution scene is great. I also like how Marco portrays gluttony, where it's more the idea of a glutton for power because she just wants to basically make things better for people, but she's basically under the idea that, oh, if I don't basically backstab or use someone else will do it to somebody else, so I have to do it. So it's basically like the idea of basically just being a glutton and wanting more and more power kind of thing. So I really liked how that's handled with Mariko. You also have Akane and Haruhi. Like, I love the idea of a freaking fangirl of the Phantom Thieves actually getting at this whole entire jail, this whole entire idea that basically she has this idea of the Phantom Thieves that specifically follows her mindset. So anything that contradicts that, she's like, no, you can't be the real Phantom Thieves. They would agree with me because I'm their biggest fan and I know them better than anyone else. So I like that whole entire aspect when it comes to Akane's whole entire idea of wrath, where it's more the idea of, I see it just happening, I want something done, and the Phantom Thieves would side with me because I know them best, even though she's still a child, and while she has some of the things she says makes sense, the way she's lashing out is not helping the situation. I have the kind of interesting way they handle sloth in this game that I skipped over, the fact that it's instead, there's no opponent you go for. Instead, the idea that someone took part in this experience that brainwashed an entire freaking town full of people, but rather than doing anything to fix it, he instead just took his own life before the experiment could be done to him. And I like the idea of sloth, not necessarily from, oh, laziness, it's more the idea of, well, things are over for me, so screw it, I ain't going down, but if I didn't do anything to fix the problem, and how they portray sloth. There's also an interesting way, and also see the fact that it's an entire jail with no actual monarch in it. Which shows that even without a monarch, it can still exist. Which I do make a point. You can go back to levels in this game. So then you can't do Persona 5, Persona 5 Royal. And then Akira Konoe, the best villain out of any Persona 5 game, and one of the best villains in Persona. The fact that this guy's whole entire philosophy is the idea that he wants to be a hero. He wants to help people, but his way of doing it is so messed up. He basically believes that, oh, very much pay evil unto evil. My dad was evil and a scumbag, and he tried to get help. He tried to do things the quote-unquote proper ways, but it ended up not working. So he ended up killing his dad, which depending on which language version, I heard that in the JP version it was self-defense, while here it was premeditated kind of murders, or trying to justify why he would still go to jail because self-defense wouldn't be that bad of a thing with like a Western mindset. By the way, he committed a crime and hid the crime rather than reporting it. And he basically believes that he's the only one who can save everybody, believing that the Phantom Thieves are good people and they help people, but that he feels they need to be on a bigger scope. They need to be able to manipulate people way higher, even throwing their own logic back at them, that they both change hearts, they both manipulate people, so what's the difference?
Not justice? All you're doing is brainwashing everyone. You're taking away their freedom, who they are.
And what's the difference? Both of us change the hearts of others against their will. So how am I any different from you?
I know your ass is giggling back there!
Understand?
I'm clapping, can't hear it in the mic.
I hear it now.
For you,
I'm clapping.
changing someone's heart means imprisoning them. But for the Phantom Thieves,
Holy
it means
shit.
setting them free. You may steal desires
Yo, why'd they
like them,
bother making Royal?
but Phantom Thieves give people hope. Maybe you don't realize it.
Fucking dunked on.
Down, you know you're nothing like them.
It seems there's little point in discussing this further.
Even stunning them, I'm not sure how to respond. But then Sophia chimes in, highlighting that the monarchs aren't happier. They are literally stuck in their trauma, both metaphorically and literally. And the fact that his method is not actually helping people, despite the good nature he has. But that he's just trying to be at the Phantom Thieves because he wished he could be saved. He wished someone with the Phantom Thieves could have saved him back then. But, you know, one, they weren't born then, but two, it's the fact that they can't know everything. They're not they're not Superman, they're not arbitrary, they can't be everywhere and anywhere or to help people, which is a very cool topic the game's handled. The idea of not only throwing back the family's entire method back in their face, but also the reasoning of you can't save everyone, which is a constant topic generally done on like a lot of superhero stuff about, hey, you're just one person's case, a group of people, you're going to do what you know about. So it's also just a very cool way of handling the topic. And freaking Konoe getting the boss track Counter-Strike is so freaking cool. I also love that his freaking whole entire thing is that he's a freaking fan of Zephyr Man. They're adding more things as like, it's basically the Kamen Rider to Featherman Super Sentai. It's just stuff like that. The fact that we're still building up on stuff involving freaking Featherman, which was a thing established like Persona 2 and Innocent Sin. They're just really having fun with this. Then you have the surprise twist villain, Ichinose, who her whole entire idea is that she feels like, I just want to create a perfect world where people basically act like me because the whole entire thing, I feel this is the best way and that people's emotions get in the way. But she's the sin of envy. She actually is doing this because she's jealous that everyone else can have these emotions because she's never actually had these feelings. I find it weird how they try to portray it that she has emotion and feelings but never explored them kind of topic, because I've seen many of myself thought I was going to be talking about more of a sociopathic mindset where they don't have the same level of empathy as other people end up feeling, but it's not just more she didn't explore her own feelings, which does work because of the topic of she lost her parents at a young age and probably never found a right way to process the feeling of what happened. But I do also like the freaking moment where she basically threw away Sophia entirely and created an Emma app, basically using this grand scheme entirely to use this whole entire plan. So like her as twist villain, and like the fact that the Phantom Thieves call her out on her BS. They call out the idea of just brainwashing the entire planet to just do your bidding of having no emotion is freaking stupid. It's a bad idea. Man, I wish 105 Royal did that, but freaking just such a cool way of handling this villain. I see many people discount her as, oh, she just discount Monarchy. I mean, I wouldn't say it's exactly the same thing as Monarchy. I mean, it's a comparison on brainwash the entire planet, but Monarchy's whole entire story sucks, while Ichinose at least has something that will add to her having the sin of envy and everything, how she feels, and how she made this trans game, and also the fact that she gets to see the creation, the thing she wanted, she gets to see it, and is horrified by it. She's horrified by the creation she made, and regrets her actions and everything. She tried to go to jail, but no one's gonna believe they tried to brainwash the entire planet. But you know, it's one of those things that happens in the game. I'd say it also works for Ichinose the whole entire ideal is the fact that the game highlights just how obsessed people are with the Emma app. Complete as Billiken statues. Got a good fortune to his feet. Your wish will come true. So that's pretty popular. Please Billiken statue. Please bring Emma back online. Really?
What did you say?
Emma? I don't know what I'll do without Emma. Please give me answers. Lend me your guidance. Bruh. Please, I need Emma back.
Why?
You're here because everyone's shut down? So here because of that? They're not going to withdraw because it's convenient, but it's dependent. And how more and more people become reliant on it. So it also helps the narrative of trying to build the idea that there are people in the game who would actually probably go with her logic as opposed to like Persona 5 or 5 Royal, where they don't really do a good job of highlighting why anyone would actually side with the likes of Yadaboth or Maruki, really. So that's kind of my whole entire thing. Like Yadaboth, it says she's the idea that people aren't just not noticing and are fine with everything going on, but then you find out they're more under control. So kind of like she's something to put in the idea that there are people who would go with it. Once you really get that kind of idea, is freaking the voices in the metaverse helping Holy Grail. And with Maruki, they don't really have anyone to help him out. Like, you have Sumeri, but she quickly switches sides, so there's nothing really reinforce why anyone would really side with him or his logic or his whole-term Messiah complex. Like, I feel like Royal could have used Ruby for that, like how Ichinose has like the common people relying on the Emma app. That could have been cool, but it's like basically like the freaking knowing Ichinose's handling of things is what I wish Persona 5 Royal did with Maruki. Like, when I beat Strikers, I said this, and it still sounds harsh, but I kept thinking, man, Alice knew they were making Strikers, so why did they even bother making Royal? It just felt like to me like it basically just does what Royal was supposed to do, but way better. Just does his idea way better and actually has a better execution. I know I'm in a minority about that. I know many love Maruki. I don't. I think his backstory is lame. So that's just the whole entire thing. I just don't think his backstory doesn't work. It doesn't work as a villain. He has a cool boss fight, but he just doesn't work as a villain for me. It's because of Konoe, who's basically one entire deal is I just want to do the fantasies, doing a grand scale, or freaking Ichinose, who's just envious of the entire world and learns that what she's doing is so horrible and messed up. Like, my biggest issue with this game, I'd probably say, is some of the side quests in this game, like the ones that require you to freaking stealth perfectly, where that's a stealth segment and a non-stealth game. And you may argue, it's where I stealth game. No, it's not. It is Persona 5. That's what Persona 5 stealth is very generous and stiff-feeling. Strikers has very loose, but also even more generous stealth, but it's not a stealth game. Don't kid yourself. I also don't like the fact that the jails themselves aren't the most interesting to go through and can feel repetitive with the formula of, oh, find the power cells and then freaking head to the main point kind of thing. They do stop doing that for a bit for like some jails, but kind of one of those weird things I don't like, and also feel like there's not definitely interest to explore gameplay wise. I also feel like Natsume's jail is the biggest missed opportunity. He's a plagiarist. He just puts whatever into his book and brainwashes people to thinking it's great. So why not instead have a dungeon that's just a mishmash of multiple genres? Like just this hodgepodge of things that just don't make any coherent sense whatsoever. But instead it's just, oh, it's a generic fantasy setting. And let me just say this, the Persona 5 cast of all Persona casts should not be out here blasting someone for generic writing. I'm just saying, with the cast that has the hot-headed dumb bro, the starving artist, the goblin gamer girl, the freaking I'm the smart girl with no social freaking awareness, y'all really should not be using this party as the ones to critique the generic writing. It is throwing rocks in a glass house kind of thing. Like, this cast is not the one to be doing that. I haven't been gone to freaking some of the new party members of this game, like Sophia and how freaking amazing she is. I saw many complain like, oh, she's basically a copy of Aegis. No, Aegis Persona 3 has a deal of trying to have a purpose and everything, and figure out her purpose, and trying to execute her mission kind of thing. While Sophia is more the idea that she's humanity's companion, but she's also way more cold and calculating, to the point where, like I mentioned earlier, she thought the best way to deal with the monarchs is to just kill them. But has to learn why that's not a good thing. And the fact that she still also has aspects of Ichinose within her. The fact that she hums a song over and over when the menus. So stuff like that. Also the fact that she makes a fake persona because she's an AI, just manipulates things to create her own fake persona. I love that each skill has a question mark on it until she has her actual awakening, which is a funny detail to me. But Sophia's more idea of learning empathy more about humanity in order to better support humanity, as opposed to Aegis, which is more the idea of what is the point of a machine if basically it can't fulfill its purpose kind of thing. So Sophia is different in the way she's handled. I do like her character a lot. And then she's also tied for the best Persona 5 party member with Zenkichi, who is a character I wish Persona 5/5 Royal had. In fact, I actually thought it was gonna have that kind of character, but then didn't. A character who can see past the black and white mentality of the fantasy. Something I'm shocked they still have and see things as. But he really adds to it, and the fact that he's not some perfect being. He has his own flaws, whether it be stuff, how he handles some of his daughter, or his logic, how he thinks of protecting her and trying to pretty much keep the peace. So he has his own flaws despite being an adult, like in his 40s, as a police officer. So that's also a super cool thing with Zenkichi that I really like. Zenkichi Sophia, literally two are the best Persona 5 party members completely. Also in gameplay, those are like really good. But freaking just, I don't know, they're just also two of the best characters in the Persona series. Like, oh my god. Oh my god. They are so great and really add a lot to Persona 5's cast. The thing I want to mention is the DLC for this game, specifically the music DLC, because of how freaking awesome it is, and the fact that it is handled the best, and for some reason Atlas never learns from this. The fact that you're able to just get an entire list or put random what songs you want to have play is fantastic. The fact that they give you battle tracks from throughout the franchise, even a new remix of Revelations Persona's battle theme. Like, the fact that they went through that is so cool, but the fact that Atlas never seems to learn how to handle this music DLC. Ooh. Oh yeah, I found out the DLC, so we can also sample. We'll be able to do a mix of tracks, but here's all the tracks currently available.
Alright, let's go.
That is a remix of the OG P1 battle theme.
Ooh, okay.
The fact they made a freaking remix is just beautiful. The PSP song.
Woo!
Man, someone out there's gonna kill you for how you reacted to that. Whoops. Innocent Sin.
Of course.
And unlike P5, Eternal Punishment as well.
Ooh.
Because P5 did not include Eternal Punishment's battle theme. And once again, unlike P5, we also could Wiping All Out.
Oh, oh shit!
And also, unlike P5, we got Reach Out to the Truth, right? And just a remix of it. And of course, got Golden's track, Time to Make History.
Never see it coming. Got some good tracks.
By the way, last surprise and takeover are only an option because I beat the game already.
Okay.
Otherwise, you have to wait to be in the game, or just make it random.
I'm gonna say go with FemMC's music.
Well, first gotta keep it original, just so you can at least hear the new battle theme. Even if I think Striker's battle theme is hot trash.
Alright.
I gotta at least try it. And it's super cool, because, I don't really care for the 2 new battle themes for Strikers. Just don't really find them that interesting. But the other tracks in this game, fantastic. The freaking jail theme anti-hero, awesome. Freaking the more moody and freaking hard-ass theme for the freaking jail for the Monarch that's already dead, freaking amazing. Daredevil, fantastic. Counter-Strike, literally the best Persona 5 track to date, period. I will hear no ifs, ands, or buts. Last Surprise Strikers mix, fantastic. Amazing. Freaking Blooming Villain Strikers mix, also great. Freaking, these are just great renditions of these tracks. Remember that Desert's freaking remix? Oh my god, the way they handled this for this game, not an OST, is so freaking fantastic and amazing. But just one of those things that, like, the DLCs handle so great, why can't other Atlas titles get like that? Why we had to settle for the weird ways that Atlas handles these things? And also for this game's finale with the freaking false god Demiurge, which is also super fantastic. Like, the fact that it's a boss fight where every party member gets in on this is super cool. And the phases are kept simple enough so that way even if you weren't really using each party member, you can still get through the whole entire segment relatively smoothly. So I like that they incorporate the idea that, okay, for this one, we need to go all out for this segment because the actual main part with Joker's party is the one that should be the most difficult aspect of it. But it's just super cool final boss fight, and the way they finish this thing is honestly what Persona 5 Royal should have done with the Maruki finisher. Like, having everyone come together for this one entire thing. No, don't give me that one entire they stop the fist thing. That's stupid. I hate that. But having everyone come together to basically just all out attack the Demiurge is freaking amazing finisher. Okay, now who's ready for how Royal should have ended?
Yeah.
Alright. Everybody together. Let's finish this for good.
What does that say?
Finish the false god all-out attack.
Let's go.
I really like that. Or the aspect that since the party won, the Demiurge told I basically told Sophia that basically it'll have faith in Sophia and be able to better support humanity, which is such a great way for Demiurge to go out. So a way for the Emma app to go out in this game. Just basically just relinquishing, going, alright, I'll have faith in you. So stuff like that. That is super cool, although I wish the audio bounce in this game didn't suck so much because it's hard to hear the back and forth between the party and the Demiurge for this one entire segment. So I wish the audio bounce was there, which reminds me the Demiurge's boss track is also freaking amazing as well. Specifically the second phase track is super good. Oh my god. I know other complaints people have for this game is about stuff like, where is Akechi? He died? Why would he be here? Or, where's Sumere? She's not a member of the Fan Thieves, so why would she be here? Then also, Royal also wrote that she would be having the freaking training as well during this whole entire summer. So they did also incorporate, thought about that whole entire aspect of the character, but also, She's never been a fan of thieves, so why would she be here? Like, you're placing more importance on this character than Atlas themselves do, which is weird. So that's kind of one entire thing that some people complain about. It's like, I don't know. I see people are saying they would pay a lot of money just for the catchy Sumeri DLC. It's like, okay, but why though? But it also shows how people came around towards this game. People came around towards this game because people were bashing on it when it's revealed, and now Strikers is relatively well liked. Granted, people still look at me weird when I say Persona 5 Strikers is my favorite Persona 5 game, because apparently I signed a blood oath by playing Royal that says I should think Royal is the best Persona 5 game, nay, the best Persona game, which I don't think that, and that's not no blood oath. Get away from me, you demons! But freaking, that whole entire thing, like, Strikers is my favorite. It just does the gameplay, the combat so well. It's a great way of also translating Persona 5's turn-based gameplay into an action RPG setting. So that's also just super cool. I just really like how the game's handled, the fact that you can do so much for the boss fights. And you can also rematch the boss fights, even rematch super boss variants of them, or up to the game's final super boss, which is lame because the final super boss is just the Reaper. And I was kind of hoping or expecting more. Especially since you have to do all the side quests in order to even unlock New Game Plus for hard mode, which I don't know why they handled it like that. Kind of weird. But just one of the other things. But just stuff that Persona 5 Strikers has, both story gameplay wise, why it's my favorite. The Akira Konoe confrontation is still one of my top 5 favorite moments in the entire franchise, and Konoe is still the best Persona 5 villain and one of the best villains in this franchise. And the fact that he gets slept on because he's in Strikers or because he's not Maruki is still insane to me. But this game is just fantastic and everything. Like, it's just fantastic. That's what more people appreciate this game for what it was, rather than just complaining it's not Persona 5. Like, oh, there's no counter systems, no social links, none of that, none of that. We're not being that. We're being something different here. And what are stuff that I like here has done better? I know there's people who equally thought Persona 5 Royal had no things better, such as people wouldn't want villains that had more backstory, even though backstories aren't inherently made. It's not a good thing people with writing. Backstories for a character isn't inherently there so you sympathize with them by default. It is also there to explain how they got to that point. While Strikers uses backstories here to try and add more sympathy, it's still also the fact that they're not getting away scot-free for what they did. Like, they still had to pay for their crimes for what they did in this game. Just like how Persona 5 Royal was originally going to have more backstories for the palace rulers, they still want to pay for their crimes, not trying to make you feel bad for them, just going, huh, how did Kamoshida get to this point? Like, Kamoshida doesn't just wake up one day and go, this school, I am the king of the school, I am the king of the castle. He doesn't just do that one day. So that whole entire thing, like, people had the idea, third semester and 5 Royal literally did exactly that by showing you how Maruki came to be, but people clap for that one. Maybe it's its hair, but just one of those things that just want to discuss to that. Because I see people try to say that the Final Thieves forgive the monarchs too fast. I mean, they kind of clearly empathize with them in the situation, but they don't let them off scot-free. They still have to pay for their crimes, and they don't want to just quit. Like, Mariko and freaking Natsume literally get chastised for trying to basically just call it quits. They're like, no, you will start from the bottom again, and I will see you again when you're back doing things proper, because you owe it to the people that you've done this to. And I like that whole entire aspect. As my friend put it, yo, Yusuke, you dropped this.
Cobbled together from authors far more talented than you. Hey, you can't. I merely spoke the truth. Now, you'll excuse me.
Yusuke holding that crown high!
Let him cook!
We know what this man does to a hot pot. This man gorges on ginger.
Let him cook!
Yusuke wearing that crown high and mighty.
Something else.
Look, man, I already liked Yusuke from P5 on the get-go, and now Strikers just made me like him even more. Tojimo, told you he's my bro character.
Freaking, it is so well handled character moments. I will say one character moment that still kind of feels out of place. I don't really love it because of the meme stuff, but is it where Ryuji drops the F-bomb for the first time?
Worthless?
Yes, wholly worthless.
Wow, that's bullshit.
You're simply unable to understand.
Such foul language, Joker.
I sat here while you went on and on and on. You got no right saying that shit to Sophie. You hear me? You high and mighty garbage ass, judgy piece of shit. Can't even show your own face.
Chill.
Hey, hey.
He's really giving the disembodied voice what for?
Skull?
She's bugged, huh? She's worthless? You got all that from 5 friggin' questions? We're Sophie's friends, and we know she's awesome. She's friggin' amazing. 1,000,000 times better than you. So shut the fuck up, idiot!
I think I like Ryuji.
Phantom thieves are usually
Holy
supposed to be classier
shit!
than that.
That still came out of nowhere.
Oh, I don't give a damn. That was amazing. I woke. My eyes widened. Woo! Holy shit.
No, it would have been better
What?
if some dickhead with a review copy of Strikers didn't upload this exact clip to Twitter and YouTube literally weeks before the game even came out in the West. Hello, Faz.
Oh.
Man's wondering why freaking Atlas did the copyright strike in the Terror Channel. Like, it's a very good moment, a very good thing that they added for fan service for Persona 5 fans of the West. That is cool. But the time where he says it feels so out of left field because it's like 0 to 1,000. Like, we already established the fact that Ryu doesn't really drop an F-bomb. So you have to just do it just because some random AI insulted Sophia, who he's known for like less than a month at this point. Like, kind of feels weird. Also, it also kind of feels in character because he's a hothead. Kind of feels both ways. It just also feels weird. It's clearly there for fan service, but you know what? The fans love it, so clearly it worked. It worked well for what I was trying to do. Another issue I have with Persona 5 Strikers is also the hangout scenes. Like, I know Strikers also basically one big excuse, just like with the fan thieves, basically moments to hang out and be friends. But the same problem I have with Persona 5 Royal is still here. The Phantom Thieves are boring as hell when they're just having idle chit-chat. Never have anything interesting to say to each other or any actual fun dynamic at all. Like, there's just nothing interesting. It's just hangout scenes are just dull. That's why I didn't like Royal added more of those. Like, really? More boredom? Like, here's like no different. It just don't have much chemistry. Like, despite the bond they have, I just don't find them interesting to watch outside of being Phantom Thieves, because outside of that, like, they fucking have nothing to say. Like, despite being very good friends, they have nothing to say to each other. They feel so separate as well. Like, it just feels weird. I just don't get it. I just don't get why these hangout scenes just have nothing going on. So even like Persona 5 Royal and Maruki's Ideal World, the Phantom Thieves still have nothing interesting to say. It is insane how little dynamic they have with each other when they're not being Phantom Thieves. It's just so weird. I also like how each character has their own unique gimmick when it comes to combat. I love the fact that you can actually do like weaker versions of character spells doing the combos, which is pretty cool, so it doesn't use SP. And also like how stuff like gimmicks like, oh, Joker does way more gun-based moves, it's a charge shot can also remove shields and open up one more. That's also a freaking cool ability. Though I think I'm finding lame is Yusuke's, because listen, you're gonna do a character that's supposed to be the fast freaking user katana user. They should probably play fast and not slow, and oh my god, it feels like his counter just grinds him to a halt. And also, I don't like how both... I don't like the fact that Makoto, Anna, and Zenkichi all basically, even Sophia, basically are just, I amplify my attack with an element or boost it. Because basically they basically didn't have any real ideas for those characters. I want to give a sense to Zenkichi's that also adds to his idea after stealing health. And Sophia does get the added points that you can charge mid-combo based on timing. But then the fact that her basic ability thing is just admin a charge kind of makes that null and void as well, but, you know, I guess it's more of a kind of think and do execution for her. But it's like Anna Makoto being like, I apply fire, I apply nuclear, like, yeah, that's cool because it applies to element, especially when boss will read to it, but it just kind of feels pretty compared to like everyone else who has like more of a unique thing to add to their combat arsenal. Persona 5 Strikers, amazing. It's my favorite Persona 5 games. Akko Konoe, literally one of the best villains in the entire franchise. But Atlas and Koei Tecmo, we still haven't gotten that Persona Muso game. So I'm just saying, if we wanted to do another game, listen people, I know you're casting Persona 5 Arena. No. Hear me out. Persona Warriors. Get characters from throughout the entire franchise. We get some P1 characters, P2 characters, throw in other characters. Look, we're gonna throw in Sumeri, Akechi, and Murky here because you know what? Everyone's involved in a Warriors game. Everyone's welcome. So, come on, guys. Persona Warriors, come on, guys. You see the potential, you see the coldness of it. Come on, Atlas, come on. Come on, Persona Warriors.